and today I am going to be showing you how I did this makeup. So it's literally like, oh my gosh, your eyes are just twinkling. I'm telling you, blending here is your friend. Hey beautiful, welcome back to my channel. I'm Divine Mix, and today I am going to be showing you how I did this makeup. And you might not notice it, but there's like a bit of pop of color around the eyes to give us that magnetic gaze that we really want, and have everybody look into our eyes when they're actually talking to us instead of everywhere else. So come join me. I'm gonna give you all the details, everything from the beginning to end, so that way you can achieve this look with any color of your choice. So let's get started. Alright guys, so the first thing I'm gonna do is actually just prime my eyes. We're working with color and we want it to be bold and we want it to stay and show. So priming your eyes gives it something to latch onto and keeps it there. From there, I'm gonna work on, like, how do I put it? It's like contour and highlight for the eyes. I'm using this contour palette to kind of give my eyes warmth with a light brown color. Just make sure there's depth and just something nice to it. Then I'm going to take the darker color and I'm going to put it more towards the outer edge of my eye and a little bit into the crease of my lids, so that way we could get that nice and intense look without it being so strong. We're thinking subtle because we want the focus to be on that pop of color later on. And also, if you are just looking to do something like this without the pop of color, it works very well. It kind of acts like shadow and highlight for your eyes. Now from here, we are going to get that white powder and we are just going to put it on the inner corner of the eyes. I've been loving how this looks lately because I feel like it draws attention to my eyes, makes it look brighter, makes me look more awake. And honestly, I feel like somebody should have told me that white eyeshadow is a godsend. It works so much better than a regular highlighter and sometimes, and it doesn't add too much shine to your face. So it's literally like, oh my gosh, your eyes are just twinkling. Now, I am going to add a bit of shine here to it because I'm not sure how far back I am going to put the orange color, and I want it to show like with shine right there in the middle for that little halo eye effect. I personally love halo eyes. I think they work well for doe eye routines. So that's my little tip. Now we're going to take the color and we want to make sure whatever color we're using, we're working with a very thin brush or a small brush. We don't want this to be all over our face. We want it to be precise and just get everywhere. Now, I'm literally only doing this like about a third of the way under the bottom of my eye, a little bit into the corner, not so far out that it's covering the white powder that we put on, but just enough to make sure it's showing. And actually that white powder from before will kind of act like a guideline, letting you know, hey, you're going too far or you're not going far enough, you know? Outside of that, when it comes to the top of my eye on the lid, I'm literally only putting this on the lid. Now, to make sure this has like a nice blend through, I'm taking my Fade Into You palette and I'm going with the lighter oranges, 2 oranges, to kind of create a blended effect. So one has a little bit of sparkle, which is right in my alley, and the other is like a lighter pastel orange, and I'm just doing that so that way, one, it highlights our eyes as well as blends in softly, so that way it's not a harsh looking orange and it's like a little bit smooth. It's easier to see in person, but I'm telling you, blending here is your friend. If you could do this in 2 colors, then you are amazing. I had to use 3 to kind of blend it out evenly because the lighter orange was way too light and it wasn't blending out smoothly. But yeah, we want to make sure that these colors pop. So if you're using your brush, make sure to pat it down instead of just brushing it across. Sometimes patting it makes it show up more pigmented. From here, we want our eyes to be like magnets. We want to magnetize ourselves, magnetize our eyes. So we are going to tight line our waterline with a nice eyeliner pencil. We're going to do top and bottom, and if it's a little bit hard for you to do the top the way that I'm doing, you can always kind of pull your lid back and lift your head a little. It's gonna help so much. From here, I'm just gonna add a nice little wing to both the outer and inner corner of my eyes. Now we are going to do the base. I'm actually not using foundation because the weather is so hot right now. So I am just going straight into concealer. I'm going right for my under eye and getting the lines around my mouth, both above and below. So that way, no matter what angle I'm taking a picture in, it's not gonna have any deep dark shadows, and it's gonna always hit right on the money. Now blend that out as much as you need to before we grab our contour and highlight. I'm actually not gonna do a lot here, just the basics for shadowing. So around my nose, making sure that's nice. One little dot on the cheek to blend it out. I've been eating a lot of food lately, so I had to get that chin action, and then just retouching up places that I want to be brighter along my T-zone. Now we're gonna just finish up with the eyes as much as we can. I have a heated eyelash curler because I have straight lashes, but just curl your eyes as normal. It's gonna help. And then I'm grabbing my waterproof mascara to kind of make sure that my eyelashes stay lifted, stay awake. You could really tell the difference once you put an eyelash curler on one eye, because those curling upwards literally makes you look awake, whereas if you have straight lashes, I notice it kind of gives you a more sleepy or seductive look. Now we're gonna set our face. Now that our eyes are done, I'm just gonna put powder in areas that I don't want to crease or sweat at, and we'll wipe it off later. It's time for some lip action, and I've actually just been using this one lip stain because it colors my lips nicely, and then as it fades over the day, it just leaves my lips as a nice solid color. So while that lip stain is drying up, I'm just gonna get rid of the excess powder. Because I am working with such a bright color, I still want to make sure my face is nice and warmed up and has a bit of hue with some blush. I don't want it to be too extreme because the focal point is my eyes. So I'm just hitting the sides as well as putting it on my nose. So I have this nice, cuter but lifted look. It works great. Final touches, I'm taking this white pencil and I'm just highlighting around my nose and inner corner of my eyes and blending that in with my finger. I feel like this just adds the right amount of highlight. And then of course I'm going to set my face, and I like to just press that in so that way it stays nice and smooth. Alright guys, so this is the final look. What do you think? I gotta go closer. I really like the little pop of color, especially with the inner corner of the eyes. It just draws attention there, and I feel like when you look at somebody when you're wearing this makeup, they'll just be drawn into your eyes. You'll just have that magnetic gaze. And I like that the color, the orange that I picked, isn't too strong, that it's overwhelming or extreme, but it's nice, soft, and subtle. So it definitely works with a nice summer makeup, making you feel a bit more glowy, a bit like just summer essence. if you get what I mean. But let me know if you followed along to this tutorial. Let me know if you tried it yourself, or if you have any tips, suggestions, comments, all down below. I would love to hear from you. So thank you guys. Bye.